our esteemed guest.
Good evening.
A couple of announcements in the business session. Yesterday, 6 club officers and 1 associate officer, we attended the COTP. COTP is nothing but the club officers training program which is done by Toastmasters International, where we are trained on what are roles, responsibilities, what is the Toastmasters International year ahead for us. So they gave us all the details. So there were 6 officers and 1 associate officer attended, and our sergeant at arms will be attending on 26th of this month, the second phase. It was an interactive session, it was nice, and we got a lot of knowledge. So we will be seeing that the knowledge, whatever we gained, insights, what we gained over there, we will be implicating over here and see that the maximum awards, points, the DCP points, what we can get, we will get for our Mekong Communication Club. Now, announcements from our VPE. Only 1 individual evaluator and TAPG roles are open for 28th July, that is for the next meeting, except Grammarian also. So on 4th August, the roles open are, that is the next meeting, 1327, 1328. The roles open are general evaluator, 2 individual evaluators and TAPG role. And all the speech slots are booked till 11th August. So only the speech slots will be available for prepared speech only after 11th August. And being the president of the club, I would like to encourage all you guys to please book your speech slots, because there was a time when we had to fight for the speech slots. 1 month waiting period was there for us. So I would like to see the same time coming back. And we need to be prepared and see that more and more people come over here, give your prepared speeches, take up the TAPG role, MTG role, and see that you come behind the lectern and become an excellent communicator and a leader. With this, we come to the close of the business session, and I would like to take, and I would request the Sergeant of Arms, Toastmaster Rachana, to take over. Thank you.
Good evening. Well, I hope it's a good evening, and we will try to make it a good evening for all of you.
Good evening.
Thank you for being here. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm going to share 2 quotes with you, and once I tell you what it is, I want you to raise your hands and tell me which one you relate to the most. The first, the key to happiness is no expectations. The second, you get what you expect. That is, your expectations form your reality. Who can relate to the first quote? Yeah? Okay. Who can relate to the second quote? Okay. Who is confused and can relate to both quotes and you're not sure? Yeah? So, third group, I'm with you. I used to be really confused about that, and I felt these 2 quotes don't reconcile, but you hear them being said quite often. And then I realized that maybe the key to being happy in life, and at the same time having challenging goals to run after, is maybe aligning your expectations with reality. For example, earlier last year, I set myself this goal of completing an arduous Himalayan trek, and I was very, very much not fit at the time. And towards that, I made a plan of working out for 1 whole month to get fit and strong enough to do this. So, and basically so that I wouldn't die on the mountain out of air. Anyway, so my plan was to work out every single day of the week for 1 hour in the morning before work, doing cardio and strength. No excuses for Saturday and Sundays. As you can imagine, that did not happen. What actually happened was I ended up dragging myself to the gym some mornings and hating myself the rest of the mornings. Now, what could have been a better idea and a better plan could have been realizing that my expectations didn't align with the ground truth, which is that I'm not an early riser. I hate getting up in the mornings, and sometimes my workouts are really mood-based, and sometimes work really does take precedence over working out. If I could just set more manageable expectations grounded in reality, I might have actually enjoyed my workouts more and actually made it on time more often. So The next time any of you uh, are building grand plans in the air for some future event, here's a tip. As you build them, ask yourself this question. Are my expectations, are my goals grounded in reality? Now, with that comes the next part, which is my favorite part. It is my pleasure to introduce someone. I can't tell you now, but I'll give you some clues. Beating expectations is her forte. She's a skills development trainer by day. Her hobbies include traveling, reading and cooking, music, dance and triple crown winning. Right skills, attitude and wellness is her saying in life and at our club where she's always slaying. Please join me in welcoming, in introducing our president, Toastmaster Latha.
Thank you, Sergeant Arms Toastmaster Rachana, for this wonderful introduction. It feels so good when someone introduces in second. This is the second creative way she's used to introduce me. Thank you so much. Now let's introduce our guest. I would request our guest to stand wherever you are and tell us how did you know about our club and your name and what do you do.
Good evening all. I am Chetan. Actually, I am from Shivaprasad. Knowing about MCOM communication is my colleague Deepa told it's forum, it's a communication improvement. So actually I agree with that. Actually I am in poor in English and communication skills. So I thought I can join with you and other communication skills. So I joined.
Thank you. Only one guest. So I would like to call upon our Secretary Toastmaster Madhu to read the meeting M1 of meeting number 1325.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is the minutes of the meeting for meeting number 1325 held on the 14th of July. The theme was procrastination. Word of the week was chuffed. The business session started at 6:25 p.m. and was chaired by the President Toastmaster Latha. In the business session, the following points were addressed. President Toastmaster Latha made the following announcements. The club achieved the President's distinguished status, and the District 121 has also achieved President's distinguished status. She mentioned that the club officers training program would be held on the 20th and the 26th of July. Vice President of Education Toastmaster Apurva made the following announcements that 2 speech slots the role of table topics master had been booked for the meeting on the 21st of July, and that a speech slot had been booked for the meeting on the 28th of July. The regular meeting started at 6:30 p.m. and the Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Rachana started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Latha. President Toastmaster Latha opened the meeting and introduced the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Lalana Murthy. Toastmaster Lalana Murthy spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers for the day. Timers, Toastmaster Aadishwar. Our counter, Toastmaster Suresh. PP Evaluator, Toastmaster Samir, and Grammarian, Toastmaster Kushal. There were a total of 2 speakers that day, and the first speaker was Toastmaster Rahul R. Gandhi, giving his level 1, project 1 in the pathway presentation mastery. Evaluator was Toastmaster Apurva, and the second speaker was Toastmaster Veerabadrappa, completing level 3, project 1 in the pathway dynamic leadership with the evaluator Toastmaster Jyothi. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Shivaprasad, and it had a total of 13 speakers. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Chetan, and winners for the week were Best Prepared Speaker, Toastmaster Rahul R. Gandhi, Best Evaluator, Toastmaster Apurva, Best Table Topic Speaker, Toastmaster Sai Snehal, Best Role Taker TAPG, Toastmaster Kushal, and Best Role Taker MTG was Toastmaster Lalana Murthy. The President closed the meeting at 8:40 p.m. Followed by the national anthem. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhu. objections or amendments proposed? Since there are no objections or amendments proposed, I consider it accepted in open meeting number 1326. Expecting an expectation to meet its expectations. This theme was given, and to be very honest, I went bonkers. I'm like, how do I understand it first? Then I went to my guru, Google, and I put up this theme. Every time I go to the Google to understand more better, there are different versions of it coming out. Now I am like, what is Gajendra going to talk about? Being the master of ceremonies, and what is my sergeant Toastmaster Rachana talking about? It doesn't happen that all three of us come together and speak the same thing. I thought, okay, then let me not take something from Google. Let me understand the meaning and pick up some personal stories or something what I can relate to. So there are two scenarios what I'm going to talk about, which will relate very nearly to what the theme we have. Now the first thing is, all of us have cleared our 10th standard. So my friend Chaitra, she's in her 10th standard, brilliant student. All activities she's really good, very good in studies, very good in sports, and ideal student what a school every time passes. Now she's been consistently scoring really well in her 8th, 9th and 10th, doing all her revision, going to tuitions, writing down all the notes, no copying from anyone, neither allowing anyone to copy from her. That's also a skill set I feel. Not copying from anyone and not allowing anyone to copy from your paper. It's a very big skill set. So that and all, okay, so she gives up 10 board papers and come. She's an SLC board student, not an ICSE or CBSE student. A Karnataka SLC board student. So she gives her exams and comes, and I ask her, that happens with every student. Once you come out of exam, finish all the 6 papers, the first thing you come and ask your friend is that, how much are you calculating and how much do you think you get a percentage? So she told me, Latha, the way my papers have gone, the way I've matched the answers with everyone, somewhere around, I should get somewhere around 75, 78 or probably 80. I asked her, why are you getting on so low marks? She said, Latha, my maths paper didn't go good and the calculation what I did is somewhere showing around where that's where I'm going to lose my mark. Maths is the only paper where I can lose the mark. I told, okay, she asked me how much. I will not tell you now how much I told her the numbers that moment. I told, okay, then we wait. And when you see the first thing what I asked her, how much you're expecting? She told somewhere around 80. That was a confidence level. Because she would have put in her effort and she calculated, she did everything. Setting an expectation from that expectation that she's going to get 80. Then boom, there comes the SLC results. The date all the Karnataka SLC students wait for. I mean, I'm talking about the year 2000, no mobiles, nothing. You go to the computer shop over there. The guy will be sitting there that day. One guy is assigned only in the system, wherein he takes all the results and gives you a printout. That is only his job that day. So I and she go together. I was a little nervous. I don't know how much will I get because I was not really expecting. Because I thought on social studies was somewhere weak in that. Economics was my weak subject, where I couldn't score at all. I thought this time I'm going to go a little down on my percentage. So I will not tell how much did I get. Then I asked Chaitra. Printout was there, then she showed me. And she was jumping there. I asked Chaitra what happened. He's like, how much did I get, Latha? I don't know how much. He's like, guess. I told, see, now I got my result only, my brains are not working, no guessing working. If you want, tell me, tell. Or let's leave it out. Okay. He said, Latha, I got 82. She was expecting somewhere 80. If she got 78 also, she would be the happiest. But she got 82. So what expectations she had set, what she worked, that expectations what didn't meet her expectation. It went above their expectations. So this was something when we are happy situation. Meeting our expectations, we are happy. Now comes the second scenario. Every Bangalorean will relate to it. Yes? Now everyone knows the Silkboard Junction. A nightmare for all of us who want to pass through that particular place. Now I am a skills development trainer, a freelancer. I usually travel to corporates and factories for training. Majority of the time, if I am going to Bamsandra or Electronic City, I have to take Silkboard because I say South Bangalore. Now I have a calculation in my mind. 9:30 training means 7:30 leave home. Means sit in the cab, put your bag and you have to get out of the area of what you're sitting. So I calculated very well and 7:30 I book my cab comes down, so I put all my laptop, my bag, my tiffin, everything and I sit inside. I move out of my area and I reach Silkboard Junction. About to reach Silkboard Junction. So calculations done, because usually if there's okay traffic, I reach by 9, 5, 9, 10 max, I reach my location where I have to reach. I stand Silkboard, I'm just about to reach and I see around a kilometer jam over there. And why there's a jam? Because on BMTC driver and on cab driver are taking away everyone's time and fighting their heart out over there. Cops are also standing there, people are also standing there, trying to pull them away from each other, but nothing is happening. And the fight is going, and a huge jam over there. What happens to me? The traffic isn't moving, and I can't leave that cab and take another, because I know at that particular peak time I will not get a different cab. Bus, I can't travel because I have to take 3 different buses and reach my location. I can't even tell my training house that I've got stuck, because that's blame on me. It's my duty to reach the location on time. It's not their work. They tell, if I tell I've got stuck up at Silkboard, Latha, leave at 5:30 in the morning, but be there by 9 o'clock. That's your work. So I go there and I had set an expectation, 9:10 I have to reach there, but I could only reach by 10:30 because of that traffic jam and nice fight. What I did enjoy, but I did enjoy the fight, because there are a lot of WW sessions also what happened there. Both the driver and the BMTC driver, I see fighting out with all the punches, and it's very rare you see in Bangalore, people are giving punches to each other. Verbally they are fighting, but they don't hit each other. So it's a nice scene. If you see someone hitting each other, do stand there. Wait for 1 minute, enjoy that scene and then come out. I know I have a lawyer sitting here and this is not right. So, but I enjoy these scenes. This is like old Bengaluru charm. 2 people hitting each other sometimes. So I did that, but yes, that did not meet my expectations. I did everything to reach on time, but yes, by 10:30 I reached. So these are 2 different scenarios where meet expectations and something goes below your expectations. This is how life is all about. So when you're keeping your expectations, keep one thing in mind. Sometimes it will meet your expectations, sometimes it will go below your expectations, sometimes it will exceed your expectations. So all the 3 things you need to be ready and then keep moving in life. That's when your life will come to a complete circle. Now giving us this theme is the person who is doing his post-graduation diploma from Dayanand Sagar College. He likes writing stories and writing poems. He's into sports and he plays all the sports. But one thing which makes him stand out is, what I have observed is, once he becomes behind the lectern, you give any serious topic to him, he makes the whole session humorous. And I always wait for him when there is a table topic given to him especially, and he doesn't know what to talk. He comes behind and we are just looking, and I observe his body language, what is he going to do. And he brings a smile to everyone's face and makes the room very lively. So with a huge round of applause, please welcome our Master of Ceremonies for today, Toastmaster Gajendra.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests present here. Let's take a moment to admire the mind behind this wonderful theme. Expecting an expectation to meet with expectations. I know it sounds like a tongue twister, but trust me, it is something we do, that we all do constantly. We don't just set expectations. We expect those expectations to behave exactly like what we have thought in our minds. And that puts a lot of pressure on us. See, I put a lot of pressure on me, that's why it is happening. I'm just going to start again. We just don't set expectations. We expect those expectations to behave exactly how we imagine. We plan, we create perfect outcomes in our minds. And even if the reality falls even short, we feel let down. Not by life, but by the things we build around it. I'm going to give an example. I'm going to give a Toastmaster example so that everyone can understand. So it won't be like a personal story. Now imagine spending hours and hours practicing a speech at home. Like you're in front of the mirror and you're practicing day and night. And for a general evaluator, imagine you're evaluating, you're writing it with teeth down points. But then you come on the stage and your nerves break down, like how mine's breaking right now. And you just forget what happened. You just forget what you want to speak about. And then once you walk off, you just be like, what just happened? Like what I'm going to do later on. Now this just happened not because you didn't prepare. it's because your expectation of delivering it perfectly just didn't match with the chaos that unfolded on the stage. That mismatch is truly what throws you off. So here's the twist. Sometimes we don't chase goals. We chase the fantasy attached to the goals. We forget that expectations are fragile. They are thoughts and not contracts. Life never signs a deal with you saying that I promise that these things will happen if you do XYZ things. Yet we hold it accountable as if it did. And I'm not saying don't keep expectations at all. Keep expectations because expectations push us. They give us direction, but we need to learn to carry them lightly, to treat them as possibilities and not as guarantees. And most importantly, we need to be kind to ourselves when expectations don't unfold the way we hoped. Because behind every unmet expectations, there is someone who tried, who hoped, and who cared. And talking about someone who cared, let's talk about Mr. Ralph C. Smedley, the founder of Toastmasters. When he started the first meeting in a small basement of the YMCA, do you think he expected to become a global movement? Probably not. He didn't know where it would go. He simply saw a need, a space where people could grow by speaking, and he acted on it. He didn't wait for perfection. He didn't expect every idea to unfold exactly as planned. But because he took that first imperfect step, he created something that far exceeded any expectations. Because as of today, there are over 16,600 Toastmaster clubs spread over 143 countries with over 3 lakh members worldwide. With Mekon, this club, being the 4th oldest club in India. Now, for the benefit of our guest, a typical Toastmaster meeting consists of 3 sessions. First session is a prepared speech session, second session is a table topic session, and third session is a general evaluation session. In the first session, the individual speakers would have ample of time to prepare this speech and present it here on the stage. The second session is a table topic session that our table topic master would come here, give a random topic to anyone, and he would have to come speak for a minute or 2. And the third session is a general evaluation session where our general evaluator would evaluate the entire meeting from the beginning. Now, I can't do this alone, so we have a team called the TAPG. So, I won't explain what it is, I want them to explain what their role is. So, our first TAPG team is Toastmaster Sachin. Time up.
So, good evening everyone. I'll be the timer for today. So, in life, if we lose money, we can get it back. But if we lose time, we cannot. So, time management becomes very important if we want to carry out our activities in a smooth way. So, I'll be the timer for today. So, first coming to the prepared speeches, the timer allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. At minute 5, I'll raise the green flag. At minute 6, the yellow flag. And at minute 7, the red flag. Now coming to the table topic, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. At minute 1, I'll raise the green flag. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the yellow flag. And at 2 minutes, the red flag. And coming to the prepared speech evaluators, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll raise the green flag at minute 2. And at 2 minutes 30 seconds, the yellow flag. And the red flag at minute 3. And also a special note, if you want to be eligible for the award, make sure you don't cross the limit by 30 seconds. I'll give my report at the end of the day. Thanks.
And a small change, we have a icebreaker today. So that is 4 minutes to 6. Our second TAPG team player, that is our counter, that is Toastmaster Vaibhav.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Usually when people go up to the lectern, they get nervous and they forget what to say. So it's a natural tendency to use sounds like or repeat few words or take few long pauses. So these are considered undesirable, and my role today is to track these sounds, and I'll be giving my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
And now I would like to call the PP Evaluator, Toastmaster Shuba.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gajendra. At Macon Communication Club, for every meeting we expect certain expectations from your side, and this is to uphold parliamentary procedures. So the following 4 points need to be upheld. First thing is, please, when you're at the lectern, try and refrain from speaking about sex, politics or religion. And if you want to enter or exit this room, please do so only during an applause. Third thing is to keep your mobile phones on silent mode or switch them off. And finally, avoid speaking amongst yourselves when somebody is there at the lectern. I shall expectantly keep watching these if you meet these expectations, and I shall let you know during the general evaluation. Back to the MC.
And now I'd like to call the Grammarian, Toastmaster Suresh.
Good evening, Toastmaster Gajendra, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is buzzing, which means full of excitement or energy. An example of using this word is, I walked into the Toastmasters meeting and the room was buzzing with great energy. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and also report on the usage of the word of the day. So thank you, Mr. President.
Now our first speaker she's going to give our icebreaker. So I won't do any introduction, I'll let her do it herself. But I would like to call her evaluator, Toastmaster Shuba, to read the project guidelines, and if you received everything in advance.
The purpose statement of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Notes for the evaluator. This member is completing their first speech in Toastmasters. The goal of the evaluation is to give the member an effective evaluation of their speech and delivery style. Because the icebreaker is the first project a member completes, you may choose to use only the note section and not the numerical score. If you know you will be the evaluator ahead of the meeting, communicate with the speaker and learn about them and their goals for their first speech. Be sure to set aside enough time in your schedule to meet with the speaker after their speech to review the evaluation and answer any questions they may have. Thank you.
So our first speaker with the speech title, Re-Engineering My Life, One Conversation at a Time. Re-Engineering My Life, One Conversation at a Time. Toastmaster Deepa.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, let me begin with a question. Have you ever felt and wondered, is this really what I meant to do for next 30 years? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, I did. That's where my re-engineering of life began. People often ask me this question, Deepa, what do you do for living? And I smile and say, once upon a time, I used to build machines. Now I help build offices, to be specific. I am born in Andhra Pradesh, raised in Karnataka, and got married to a family from Telangana. And overall, I feel all of South India feels like my family. And my father is a farmer in Kolar, My mother is a homemaker, and they wanted their kids to be, strong, independent, and they want to give the best education possible, and they have done that. My sister, she has completed her MCom, and she is working as a lecturer in Kolar. And my brother, he has completed his MCom and completed his LLB and working as a, is practicing his LLB. And about myself, I choose a different path altogether. I have secured 253 ranking in my CET, and I moved to Bangalore to pursue my mechanical engineering. And I was always a first bencher, not because of my height, because I was always a distinction student. And post my graduation with a distinction, I started my so-called corporate career in the company called Mining Material Movements, where I was designing of battery-operated vehicles. It's called the buggies. And I used to stare at my CAD application, and I used to think, is this really what I meant to do for next 30 years? Then I have continued few more months with the same thought process. And then one day my inner voice said, Deepa, you're not made for machines. You're made for conversations. So that's when, that day I took my bold step. I walked into my HR and said, I want to shift from design department to sales. I would rather sell the buggies than building it. So that's where my entire life shifted its gears. And then I moved from mining materials, and I worked for different companies like Accenture. I was part of Value Point Knowledge Works. I was part of Solutions in Pini. Now it is called the Kalera. And in my life continued working, and then finally I discovered my passion in commercial real estate. Now I help companies to find out their dream offices. And on the personal side, I got married to a calm, grounded, and a great listener because I love to talk more. And I'm a passionate traveler. I keep traveling different places. And I've covered few my bucket list countries as well. I've covered Dubai, Thailand, then Malaysia, then Vietnam, Sri Lanka, and many more destinations are on my bucket list. And speaking of travel, I have to share one funny story. I always want to share with my close people, and today I'm sharing with all of you. After one of the international trip, after my long flight hours, I landed in one of the international airport and I rushed to a washroom. After 10-15 seconds, I froze and I was searching everywhere. You know for what? Any guesses? No. Because as a South Indian or as an Indian, we got used to the most essential thing is called the water. And there, no spray, no water, nothing. I froze. And somehow I managed with the tissues. And now, then that day I have managed, and now I call it as global toilet culture shock. and I learned a lot of things from that. And even small discomforts can make you to learn, adapt, and laugh at yourself sometimes. And apart from my travel, I start my day with 30 Surya Namaskaras and meditation, which always keeps my mind body balanced. And apart from that, my life always feels and always goes with a rhythm called weekdays are for learning and earning, and weekends are for unwinding and exploring, sometimes spoiling too. And now my life is going so well. Why now Toastmasters? So even though I speak every day in sales, and I felt speaking is not just about talking, it is about exploring, connecting with the people. And that's why I am here today to re-engineer my communication, one conversation at a time. Thank you so much. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. That was a buzzing icebreaker. Now, before calling our next speaker, I would like to call the evaluator, DTM U Bhat.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. This project is about inspire your audience. Purpose statement says the purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. The purpose of the speech is for the member to inspire the audience. Notes for the evaluator: the member needs to present a speech that inspires the audience. The speech content should be engaging and speaker entertaining or moving. The speaker should be aware of audience response and adapt the speech as needed. If the member appears to be talking at the audience instead of interacting with them, he or she is not fulfilling the goal of the speech. Time allowed 5 to 7 minutes. Back to Mr. Toastmaster.
Our next speaker is working in HDR at Madhusudan. She has done a diploma in counseling skills from Banjara Academy. She is passionate about life and believes that there are no strangers, only friends we have yet to meet. She has embarked on a new venture in storytelling. A voracious reader, she particularly enjoys reading fiction. With the speech title, Let It Flow Silently, please welcome Toastmaster Jyothi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gajendra. It's a wonder how a single word, a simple gesture, makes a huge difference on an individual's life. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I was then unacknowledged homemaker, grumpy and leading a mundane life. The never-ending task of making children complete their homework, the menial chores of cooking and cleaning, which made no difference to anyone. Yet, I had to ensure that my family members stay happy and healthy. Added to this was the job of dropping children to school and picking up from school. One day, while I was going to pick up the children from school, a group of students stopped me and said, "Whoa, Auntie, you are riding a scooter, great." Back then, we owned the trendy scooter Bajaj Chetan, which was a long time ride. And then a girl with sparkling eyes exclaimed, "Auntie, you inspire us to ride bikes. 3 cheers to scooter, Auntie. Hip hip, hooray." This cheer and admiration made a change in my mind. Scooter riding, which I thought was tiresome and boring, was an inspiration to these young girls. The unexpected cheers brought a smile on my lip, which stayed glued. I learned smile is a byproduct of appreciation, which rises the spirit of both the parties. Then on, there was a shift in my mind. The boring, resentful chores that I did actually had shaped me. Serving tea and coffee to guests had sharpened my culinary and social skills. Just as a scaffold does not hold 2 swords at a time, so also one cannot be grumpy and cheerful at the same time. So alone with a smile of zest, I started conversing with unfamiliar people during my evening walk. This simple habit helped me to strengthen or build my network with people. And one day, one such connection invited me to speak to their group of employees in an institute. I had no formal experience in a corporate, but I did have something more valuable, life experience. I met each employee one-on-one and I discovered a salient feature. Many of the employees lacked appreciation or acknowledgement from their workplace or from the home front, even though of their effort that they had put in. During a team activity, I introduced them to the idea of self-appreciation and self-help. Initially, they all found it absurd and they found it weird. How can one love or one hug themselves? I added, pat on yourself when you complete a task and hug yourself when you are satisfied with what you have done. Many years later, one of the employees met me. Cheerfully she said, "Ma'am, I still practice self-hug and self-appreciation. It gives me immense joy and helps me to keep my family happy." I realized a simple act of self-appreciation and self-hug connects us deep within our own emotions. Fast forward to COVID era, it was one of those silent and heavy days when we had hardly any work in the office space. In an empty room, I found a group of security personnel chatting aimlessly. One among them was a lady security called Amina. With a warm smile, I said, "Amina, please come into my office." She followed me fearfully and uttered two giant words, "I am sorry." Instead of puncturing and leaking her esteem with harsh words, I chose to raise it. She had completed her second PU. I said, "Amina, you are a capable person. You can do much more. If you are interested, I give you a chance to try on the computer." She dedicated herself and practiced on computers, read and write. She wrote and read the documents. Over a period of time, with much appreciation, Amina blossomed and she weaved garlands of words. I realized a mere appreciation or a recognition of one individual's work, however small or big it is, it increases, it adds to the value, and the person takes on the responsibility, who takes up the ownership of their responsibility. So my dear friends, today I have more richer life. I have a richer life and a purpose, meaningful purpose of life. It is not due to my designation or power. It is only because of those cheer, a nudge, a motive to nurture with reinforcement. And I realized the silent flow of spur is a lifelong romance with humanity. Thank you, and back to the floor.
Now, before I call out our next speaker, I would like to call out his individual evaluator, that is DTM K Prabhakara.
This is evaluation using descriptive language. Evaluator is me. The purpose statement. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing a speech with an emphasis on adding language to increase interest and impact, notes to the evaluator, that's me. Listen to the descriptive words, literary elements such as plot and settings. Think about story the speaker is telling, even in an even in an informational speech. Are you engaged? Are you interested? That's how I'm supposed to evaluate. Over to MC.
Our next speaker is a customer success professional and a passionate Toastmaster. He believes that habits are more important than goals. A fun fact about him, his first job was a barista. He loves reading books and watching movies with great storylines. So let's welcome Toastmaster Raja with the speech titled Know It Well.
For this speech, I had to borrow this from my daughter. Imagine you have a problem. If you solve this problem, this could change your life. And you have put in your heart and soul into it. But you fail nevertheless. You are thinking, why did this solution did not work? You are thinking, I was expecting an expectation to meet its expectation, but it did not. What happened? What if the issue was not with your solution, the issue was with your problem itself? Good evening, my fellow problem solvers. When I was in 8th grade, 13 years old, I was trying really hard to fit in. It was a class test and my math teacher had written a problem on the board. I quickly opened my pen, started writing with the intention of finishing it first in class. Halfway through the problem, I got stuck. I turned to my left and saw Harish raising his hand, as he had already completed the solution. Now Harish was excellent in his studies, but had no friends. If there was an award for the most mysterious student in the school, that would go to Harish. He was like the Indian Harry Potter. Or I should say, Mr. Harish Potter. One Wednesday evening after school, I was waiting for my bus, which usually takes 30 to 40 minutes to arrive. While waiting, I noticed Harish standing alone at the far end of the ground. He was looking at the road and writing something in his notebook. I squinted my eyes and I walked across the ground. As I approached him, I asked, Harish, what are you doing? He paused, looked at me and said, Raja, I am noting down all the numbers from the license plate of the vehicles that are passing by. I stepped a little closer and asked him why. He flipped through the pages of his notebook, which was filled with 4-digit numbers, and said, well, when some problem happens, I can show this as a proof. I asked him, proof? For what kind of problem? He said, some kind of problem, and when that problem happens, I'm going to be famous in school. I thought, famous in school? To me, this sounded like a brilliant plan at that moment. So I asked him, can I join you as well? He said, sure, but keep it a secret. And it became part of this secret project to become famous in school. I was noting down all the numbers of the vehicles that went from left to right, and he was noting everything that went from right to left. We were students by day, detectives by evening. We worked really hard not leaving a single vehicle. But did our hard work pay off? Does all your hard work in life pay off? 3 weeks later, on a Sunday morning, I was looking at my notebook. A hand suddenly snatched it. It was my mom. She looked at all these numbers written across pages, and I could sense a proud feeling in her eyes. She probably thought her son was a mathematical genius. That evening, my dad came home, and my mom showed him the notebook. He looked at it for a few seconds and asked, what is this? I said, these are the numbers of the vehicles that pass by the road at my school.
He asked, why are you noting these numbers? I said, well, when some problem happens, I can show this as a proof. He asked, what problem? I confidently replied, some problem. You see, there was no concept of timeout or grounding for the kids in the 90s. The most popular concept was whooping. The next day, my mom visited the school and had some discussions with my teachers. Now, Harish and I were standing at the principal's office. We did become famous in school. We both became the dumb and the dumber of the school. I was standing there with my palms sweating. The principal entered the office. He was an old man with kind eyes, and everyone loved him. He looked at our notebook and asked, why did you write all these numbers? Harish replied, sir, when some problem happens, we can show this as a proof. I added doubtfully, maybe this can help when there is a vehicle theft at school? He paused for a few seconds, then looked at us and said, know your problem well before you start solving it. Know it well to solve it well. That day, these words got imprinted on my mind. The older I grew, the more problems I faced, the more deeply these words resonated with me. In life, we are constantly solving problems. Many times these problems are not straightforward. Unlike the clear ones my teacher wrote on the board that day, that I was ready to write the solution. Real life problems are complex. You need to identify it and know it well to solve it well. Sometimes, despite my hard work, when I get stuck in life with a problem, sitting in a chair with clenched fists against my face, I think about the moment when Harish and I were standing at the far end of the crowd, looking at the road, thinking we are solving a mystery. And the old man who's no more, but whose words still whisper wisdom in my ears. Know it well to solve it well. Dear friends, what problems are you solving? Is it in your career, relationships, or something else? Your problems, no matter big or small, when you know it well, you can solve it well. Know it well to solve it well. Thank you.
As always, Toastmaster Raja, your speech was amazing. Well, we're done with our first session, that is the prepared speech session, and now we're moving to the second session, that is the table topic session. Now, our table topic master is a true blue Bangalorean, an engineer by education, and currently leads the business development and growth function at Mixpanel India. He believes in a concept of Kaizen, which means continuous improvement, and that's what brought him to Toastmasters. He's an avid history buff, loves classic movies, and reads manga. It's a Japanese comic. He's also passionate about walking, swimming, cycling, and weight training, and hopes to complete in a triathlon one day. Please welcome Toastmaster Madhusudan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gajendra. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. So, I don't know if you've all kind of experienced me being a table topic master before, but I like to keep a theme. And I thought today's theme should be, again, something that I like, and that something is movies. Because when I was a kid, the very first movie I think that I still remember, that I saw that I remember is coincidentally Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It was a world of magic, and that led me to love movies and to explore different genres and different kinds of old, different languages, all these kinds of things. So today I thought to keep it innovative and fun, what I'll do is I'll be giving popular quotes from movies. It might be vague for you, but I hope you can come here and speak on the quote that I give you. And for the benefit of the guest, a typical table topic session would include me, the table topic master, calling people randomly, giving them the topic for which they have to speak for a minute or two. That's how it goes. So, starting off, the first topic for today goes to Toastmaster Shreya, and the quote is, "It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities." It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities, and this is from Harry Potter.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhusudan. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. It is our choices that shows who we truly are rather than our abilities. I feel like this quote may be true for me in the later stages of my very young life. What I mean is, I don't remember much of the choices I made when I was young, but the choices that I have made, for example, since I joined college, have definitely defined who I am more than my abilities. For example, I think a classic one that everyone can relate to is joining Toastmasters. We all come here to improve, right? We don't already come here with exceptional abilities. I didn't come here with exceptional abilities either. When I came to my first meeting as a guest, I was very shy, not outspoken, didn't want to talk to anyone. My dad practically had to drag me here, and both of us came here as guests. And a few minutes into the meeting, we realized that DTM K Prabhakara was here, and coincidentally, he turns out to be my neighbor. And my dad saw that, and he was like, "You are joining here today." I can trust that you are in good hands now. That's how I ended up, coming here. And actually, on my very first meeting, I got a table topic. As a guest, you don't expect to get a table topic, so it's very shocking when you do. I came here and I got a topic, something related to success, or what do I define success to be? That was the topic. I came here, I didn't know what to talk about. I stood here for a few seconds and I rambled on about what success means to me, even though I was just eating and didn't feel successful at all. I spoke something about what my dad, spoke to me about, some wisdom he gave. But standing here now, being able to talk, without hesitation, is a definition of what that choice, joining even though I didn't want to, joining under that pressure, that choice, defined me more than what my ability was at the time, and allowed me to develop into what I am now. So yeah, thank you, and back to the table.
Wow, that was really good. Alright, going to our next table topic speaker, one of our newest members, Toastmaster Dishitha. Your topic is, "With great power comes great responsibility." With great power comes great responsibility, and this is from Spider-Man.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Madhu, and good evening to all the members and guests. This is my first time behind the lectern, and this is the first time I'm giving this speech. So the quote I received was, "With great power comes great responsibility." This is also one of my favorite movies from the franchise, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The first thing that I remember when I listened to this resonates a lot with the profession or the career that I've chosen. I have chosen the path of chartered accountancy. And as you know, our main function or our main responsibility is to check financial statements and provide a very unbiased opinion. So this definitely is something that carries a lot of weight. It can make or break a company's functioning. It can affect a lot of people and their decisions. It can definitely affect people who are related to the organization as well. So when a person is entrusted with such a huge responsibility, they put in their 100% to make sure that they deliver quality results, especially when you are aware that it can impact someone in a big way. So what we need to remember as individuals is that sometimes even the smallest things also carry a big responsibility. Like for example, our parents might think that taking care of children is a necessity. It is something that comes with a part of being a parent. It is something they will have to do. But of course, that is a very responsible thing as well. Because it matters how your kid grows up, in what kind of environment they are in, how it impacts their growing up as well. So no matter how big or how small of a job that you are doing, there are things that do carry a lot of weight on them and a lot of responsibility that comes with it. So we should make sure that we use that power in a very channelized way and use it with a lot of conscience as well. Thank you.
Well spoken for your very first table topic. Thank you. The next table topic goes to Toastmaster Veerabadrappa, and the topic is Carpe Diem. Seize the day, boys, make your lives extraordinary. Carpe Diem, seize the day, boys, make your lives extraordinary. This is from the movie Dead Poets Society. This one, sir. Make your lives extraordinary.
Make your life extraordinary.
Yeah.
Ellargu namaskara. My subject is make a life extraordinary. I don't know the term extraordinary, ordinary and other things. Just I keep on working. That's all my dear. I never have any expectations. Just keep on working. I would like to ask one question to you. Whether there are two things here. Whether working hard intelligently or destiny, which one takes you to your expectation? There are two. One question is you have to work hard and smartly. Other one is destiny. Destiny. Say my friend was sitting in a room. Another friend came. Let's go to Tirupati. They went together and made an accident. He got hurt. So this is destiny. So what is your answer for that?
Destiny.
Very correct. See, this is how my life has come up. I am very, very frank to say, my destiny is the one which made me to come to this stage. Now I have a factory running well. They have given me a retired. They have given a car and a driver. Will go wherever you want. Everything will pay them. What else I need in my life? So that is destiny. Please, I don't know whether you can't keep quiet. Like that, destiny will come and take me, and whatever is in your fate, it will come and make you to work. Am I correct in this giving this statement? Even though you want to sit idle or this thing, it will not allow to, destiny will not allow you to do in that position. It takes you and makes you to work and excel in your life. So, work. Work is the only thing, and don't have too much expectations. Too much expectations is also a misery. Expectation itself is a misery. Too much expectation is will kill you. So don't have that one. Have a good life. Enjoy your life. I used to conclude, Prabhakara will laugh at me, live happily and die majestically.
Going to our next topic, this goes to Toastmaster Chetan, and the topic is, there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. This is from The Matrix.
Back in 2020 or so, I bought this book about swimming, all the good stuff about swimming. And first chapter went into all the depths of freestyle, and then the next one went into breaststroke and butterfly and everything. I was like, yeah, I got this, man, I nailed this. Next second I know, I went to a swimming class downstairs, And within 6 months, I actually went and swam in the ocean. I swam 2 kilometers. I was like, wow, I'm really good at this. And I was like, "Yeah, do this." So after swimming in the ocean, I let it go. I became relaxed until May of last year. And one of my friends joined a swimming class here in Wilson Garden, and he dragged me there. So I said, okay, why not? Let's go. It turns out there's this old man who teaches there. He's about 80 years old. He's there at 5:30 in the morning. He expects you to be there at 5:30 in the morning. So I go there, and on the first day, I swim with the rest of the beginners. And he breaks my technique down, every single part of it. And he explains to me how swimming works from the point of view of an aeronautical engineer. So he takes all his knowledge of fluid dynamics, because he's a person who builds planes for a living. So he takes that knowledge of fluid dynamics and applies it to the swimming pool. And then he showed me how flawed my stroke is. All that knowledge of learning, of walking the path, or whatever, knowing the path, doesn't mean anything if you can't use it. So when I actually went to the pool, and I've been training with him for the past 1.5 odd years, and I can tell you that I still know nothing now, but I feel a lot better about knowing nothing now. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. The next topic goes to Toastmaster Sakshi, and the topic is hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things. Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things. This is from the Shawshank Redemption.
How many of you hope that I will speak today? How many of you hope that that means nobody hopes. So shall I stand up to your expectations? Or shall I not stand? Okay. So right. Hope versus expectation. Expectations, as someone told, it destroys and it might kill you, because, for example, I want to travel Kurg. I expect, oh, there is going to be a beautiful view, beautiful off-roading, adventurous, and that day it suddenly starts raining. It rains so heavily, my expectations are all destroyed. But if I hope that if I don't expect and just hope that whatever it is going to be new for me. I am going to learn something with this trip. So that might build my day. So that is my take on hope versus expectation. I don't remember the exact topic.
Nice way to wing it. The next topic goes to Toastmaster Aadishwar, and the topic is do or do not, there is no try. Do or do not, there is no try. This is from Star Wars.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. So do or do not, there is no try. You should be like, either do it or don't do it. Just don't be in a hope that, okay, shall I try? Shall I? Don't be in that confusion. Have a clear state of mind. So sometimes you have to take that aggressive step. Let's do it. Whatever, no matter, irrespective of the result, we'll do it, we'll kill it, let's go, come on. Or else sometimes accept it, be practical. Okay, note down, like, what are the consequences behind it. Don't do it, leave it behind. There's nothing that you always have to do it. People will tell, you do it or you do not. People will tell, why did you do it? If you don't do it, oh, you could do it, come on. But, just don't give it a try always. People will just tell you, he just get involved in everything. He doesn't has the capability of taking a decision. So sometimes, you should be smart enough. You can take your own decision and you can decide, should I do it or should I not? So yeah.
Alright, going to our next speaker, it's Toastmaster Sai. The topic is, it's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything. It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything. This is from Fight Club.
Tabletop Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. In life, there's always something that we always build forward. Let me build a career, let me build my health, let me build the relationship, let me build this, let me build a building, let me build a factory, let me build a lot of things. Until that one fine day when it all drops down to zero. You have nothing in hand, nothing in your bank, nothing at home. And that day, you truly realize that it's a fresh new canvas that you can start off with anything. This is the exact story of my friend from school. He went till he did engineering, then he figured out that this is not his cup of tea. He dropped out of engineering. After he finished engineering, he quit engineering, then he started his graphic designing course from scratch because he liked it. He started with nothing because he lost everything, because all the years of studying, 2 years of PUC, 4 years of engineering, all dropped down. He finally went to the graphic designer at the age of 22 when everyone else was 18. He didn't feel out of place, but he felt in place because that's what he was meant to do. He liked that place, he did it, and after 3 years, he's a certified graphic designer, and today he works for one of the top brands in Bangalore. And I asked him, why do you do this after wasting 4 years or 6 years of college? You could have started right after 10th. And he tells me one thing, if I would have stayed as an engineer, I would have suffered all my life and I would not been free to do anything. But today, as a graphic designer, I'm allowed to do anything I want to do. And there's no one to stop me. My imagination is my limits. And that day I realized that sometimes we set our own expectations and we become sad when we don't meet them. Imagine you have lost everything, when you have lost it and start fresh, that make a difference for everything and anything that you try to do.
Alright, going to the next topic. This goes to Toastmaster Rahul. And the topic is, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. This is from The Godfather.
Happy evening, my dear friends and my fellow Toastmasters. Keep your friends closer, but your enemies...
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
True to its core. That is what I have experienced in my life too. Generally, we have tendency to lean towards person who is saying good towards us. You can just take a snapshot of it. Whom are you friends with? The person who are of your comfort zone, not beyond that. On the other side, if you see people whom you don't like, they would have told something to you which is hurting you. Maybe that is something which is outside of your comfort zone, but never tried. Yes or no? Just close your eyes for 5 seconds, I would say. Close your eyes. A small exercise. Close your eyes. Reflect on the person whom you don't like. Now reflect on the person whom you like. See the difference. The person whom you don't like, you would have given you advice which has hurted you. And that is the reason you are not doing. And this is exactly what our table topic today is. Keep your enemies closer, keep your friends close. I hope this brings a new avenues to your life, new perspectives to how you look at the things, and builds your life going forward. Thank you.
Alright, so the last topic for today, and this goes to Toastmaster Shuba. And the topic is greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. And this is from the movie Wall Street.
turns out that the quote that I thought was initially from KGF was also copied. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and its esteemed guests. Greed is generally good if you want to survive, and not just survive, if you want to thrive in the capitalistic world. Let me tell you the story of one of my friends who you could describe, when you look at him from the outside, as a complete, absolute loser. Right? He doesn't walk properly. If you want him to field in cricket, he literally walks, he doesn't run. And then he tries to bend down and pick it up with one hand, the ball doesn't sit in his hand. That kind of a cricket player. And he's there every week, by the way. But this guy, outwardly he might seem like this. But when you come to know what he has on his phone, his portfolio, his investments on his app, you will be spellbound to see how much money he makes, how much he has invested in cryptocurrencies, and how much he trades day to day in mutual funds, not day to day in mutual funds, but on the stock market, and how much of profits he's made. And again, after that, you look at him. Again, he's the same old person that you would not expect to have all of this wealth. But what it tells me is that even though his salary, he makes half of what I make, even though his salary is that less, he is greedy. He is willing to take the risk to move forward, right? And I was surprised when the other day he said, I just threw 80,000 on this stock and I made this much of loss. Doesn't matter. I'll put that money again somewhere. And probably greed is what is required to grow in this capitalistic world that we live in. Back to the table topics.
That's it from me today. I hope the quotes were very insightful. I'll hand the charge back over to our MC.
And we're done with the table topic session, and we have a 10 minutes networking break. Okay, so now we move on to the third session, that is the general evaluation session. And for today's general evaluator, he is a BCom graduate, currently doing his articleship in TSMT, a CA firm, where he specializes in GST. He is a past VP PR and SAA at Macon and is currently the VPR. In his free time, he enjoys trail runs and marathons. And he pays to run, by the way. And recently, he completed his longest cycling ride to Savandurga, that is covering 125 kilometers back and forth. And he also loves to travel. He's a frequent trekker and has explored many places. A foodie at heart, he especially is fond of sourdough pizza and desserts. He joined Toastmasters to improve his communication skills and become more confident on stage. Please welcome the saddest guy of Macon, Toastmaster Saketh.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Thank you. Thank you for the lovely introduction, especially the last part. The theme for today's meeting, expecting an expectation to meet its expectations. We all expected to start the meeting on time, but due to unforeseen weather conditions, due to heavy rains, we had to start late. And for today's session, that's the general evaluation session now. My role is to evaluate the entire meeting of today's meeting, and I'll be noting out what went well in the meeting and what we can improve so that our quality of the meeting improves and we all can learn from them. So let's start off with the theme itself, expecting an expectation to meet its expectations. It sounds like a perfectionist and a philosopher having a conversation. And this is a theme that Toastmaster Gajendra selected. And a little backstory to this. A couple of months ago, Gajendra and I, we went out to have some food with a couple of friends after the meeting. And I decided to take up an MC role for an upcoming meeting. And while I was thinking of it, I just mentioned it to Gajendra. And he gave me this topic, this theme. While it felt like a tongue twister, I couldn't think of anything, and I felt I wouldn't do justice to the theme. So I just kept it aside, and I'm glad that today Toastmaster Gajendra took up this theme and introduced the theme for today's meeting. So kudos to you on that. Now we started the meeting at 6:25 p.m. I understand it was raining, and I myself was late for the meeting due to heavy rain. So due to unforeseen circumstances which are not in our hands, we can let go of it sometimes. So maybe next meeting we can start on time. And starting off with the essay, though I couldn't listen to your speech, the snacks are really good. And I understand it's in your initial stages of getting the snacks, arranging the meeting room, and I think you did a pretty good job in arranging the meeting room. So kudos to you on that. And in case you need a suggestion on the snacks, the entire XCOM is there to help you out, because all of us at one point had to go through this phase of arranging the snacks. So, and in case you need any more suggestions, you can contact me and I can give you little more better suggestions. So, coming to the President's speech, I like the way she spoke about the theme. I like the way you were being honest that I didn't know what to do, so I was relying on Google, but I was also scared what Gajendra and Rachana would talk, and what if it collides with the same theme, same topic. And you spoke on two different situations. I like the way you were honest, and the way you just brought up two scenarios where it went well and where it went okay. And that's something that I feel a personal story everyone connects to. It's a hook that keeps everyone's attention to you. And I think you did a really good job on that. And one suggestion that I can give is, maybe you can work on your voice modulation. I felt it was a bit monotonous, so maybe that's something that you can work on. Now, and also you introduced the guest in a nice way, so I think you did a good job on that as well. Now coming to the minutes of the meeting, Toastmaster Madhusudan, I understand that you have to read the previous meetings. And you did a good job in reading it out, but what I would suggest for you is avoid the filler words and be a little more confident while reading, because you have done the MOM. So be a little more confident and avoid the filler words. We'll come to the table topic, Toastmaster of the day, this is later. But, so let's start with the prepared speeches. Let's call upon our first evaluator, Toastmaster Shuba, who will be evaluating the speaker, Toastmaster Deepa, with a speech titled, Re-Engineering My Life, One Conversation at a Time. Toastmaster, evaluator, Toastmaster Shuba.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and congratulations to Deepa on breaking the ice in this club. So I'll start with what you excelled at, followed by what can be improved, and one thing that you can challenge yourself with. So starting off, you were loud and clear. It is evident that you are already a natural speaker and you have great stage presence. You started off your very well-structured speech with a question which made it interactive. Followed by, you started off with your origins, born from Andhra, brought up in Karnataka, and married into a Telangana family. You spoke about your siblings and your parents and their professions, and then you came to your own professional pursuits, being a mechanical engineering, and the significant change that you were not made to build missions but conversations, which was a very well written and articulated statement. Uh, Moving on, you then told us about your hobbies of traveling and as well as meditation, and adding a little anecdote about one of your travels was a very nice touch. Um, and then you finally concluded with one of your life mottos of how you live your life on weekends and weekdays, and why you joined Toastmasters despite being already a conversationalist. So I think overall you have exceeded the expectations of the purpose statement of this project. One thing that you could maybe improve on is I noticed that you are already using the stage a lot. So maybe in your next speech you can make it a little more intentional. Maybe pause a little, then move to one side and the other side. And maybe one thing you can challenge yourself with is maintaining eye contact throughout the audience. And that's it. Looking forward to more wonderful speeches from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shuba. Toastmaster Deepa, you gave an amazing icebreaker, and it didn't feel like you were giving your speech for the first time. It felt like you were already a confident speaker behind the lectern. So I'm looking forward for more speeches from you. And Toastmaster Shuba pointed out all the things. She maintained the sandwich method. She told what you excelled at and what you can improve upon and what you can challenge. So those points will help you in improving your speeches better and even your body language. So kudos to you on that, and kudos to Toastmaster Shuba. Let's give them a big round of applause. Now coming to the second speaker, who will be evaluating by DTM U Bhat. So the second speaker is Toastmaster Jyothi with her speech titled Let It Flow Silently. Let's hear the evaluation from DTM U Bhat.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, and Toastmaster Jyothi Ram in particular. An excellent opening and a powerful and closing, linking the theme of Let It Flow Silently, the flow of what has to flow silently, the appreciation, looking good in others, appreciating others. That's it. Simple gestures will make a lot of difference in the life of a man. That's how you started. Well led into the topic. Now let me evaluate your speech under three heads, where I really liked your speech and where you could have probably done differently and where you can challenge yourself. The first thing is, of course, which has been always your strength where you excel. You have got a very good presence behind the lectern, you have got a very good smile, your very natural kind of gestures you have. That is really the biggest asset for you. And body language, excellent. And voice, and your voice modulation also are done. Great thing you have done. Your movements also were adequate. I won't say you could have done a bit more, but yes, it's adequate. And all these things are your strengths, and you are leveraging on that. Excellent. Please continue on that. These as far as your strengths are concerned. Let me come to you what exactly you could have done differently. The first thing is, this is about an inspirational speech where we say that you have to also, the challenge is you have to interact with the audience. Honestly, let me confess to you that I have not seen the project guidelines because I am a stand-in evaluator today. I have not got the manual. But what I understand is the normal, what he says here is you have to not speak at the audience, but you have to make them interact with them. That's what, probably that's where it felt a bit short, I felt. And another thing is, your conclusion, particularly inspirational, all the speeches, particularly the inspirational speeches, the opening should be real powerful. Closing also should be equally powerful. Powerful means you should own it and make it totally by heart. It's not that you have to remember something. You should practice this 100 times. Just body you can probably manipulate here and there. But opening and conclusion has to be powerful, and it has to be verbatim produced the way you have envisaged. That's what you have done. You have to do it. There's one challenge to you. I felt you fell short of it, particularly the concluding part of it. You fumbled a bit because of probably a bit lack of preparation. And a beginning of a silent flow of spur is the beginning of a lifetime romance with the humanity. Now, good enclosure when you dwell on that particular topic, particular theme and what you are trying to say there. But for an audience, probably it will be difficult to digest and really get inspired with what you said. The inspirational speech is one which should make the audience simply stand up on their seats and yes, from tomorrow I am going to do inspirational speech, I will inspire others, I will appreciate others. That kind of thing should come out of you. That I felt it did not come out that way well. Probably it is not a design of speech, but the delivery style. You can probably work on that. Otherwise, a great speech and keep it up there. And the challenge, of course, is to make that really challenging to the audience to, that is what the inspirational speech is about. That's what I felt lacking. Otherwise, an excellent speech. Congratulations, and back to the new language.
Thank you, DTM and U Bhat. And Toastmaster Jyothi, let it flow silently. Like, you have an amazing expressions. I think you worked really hard to express. And even your voice modulation was really good. I felt in the end you fumbled a bit and you were a bit nervous. It was evident a little. And maybe you can work on your ending a little more better. And I agree with what DTM and U Bhat said. So just work on those challenges and you will be a better speaker. And I'm looking forward for more speeches from you. And DTM and U Bhat, your evaluation was good. Maybe try to summarize the entire evaluation in the end so that the speaker gets to know what they can work upon. And let's give them a big round of applause, shall we? Moving to our final speaker by Toastmaster Raja. The evaluator will be DTM K Prabhakara with the speech title Know It Well. So let's hear the evaluation from DTM K Prabhakara.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. The title of the speech, Know It Well. Fine, it didn't give out what exactly you're going to speak. That should be the way it should be given, a theme. But the theme, the idea of the speech to communicate was know it well to solve it well. Know it means here the problem. So know your problem to solve it well. So that's the theme, and to do further explanation on that, he did something like this. That is, opening was with a Rubik cube, a prop, something that is not easy to solve for everybody. And he stated that the problem is the problem itself. You got, and initially that created some kind of a confusion, but he was stating something, he wanted you all to think, the audience to think. And that he extended it, taking up the plot. Plot is the sequence of events, and that was kind of very well narrated. There was to narrate a story, you need plot, action, setting. Plot was sequence of event, and the action portion is, you have seen that number noting down from by Harish and the Raja, like this, right side, left side. There was action involved. The action involved is in terms of his mother overlooking what he was writing, the father, everything, the characters were beautifully described. Plot, action, there is a plot, action and setting, for example, was with his school. And the school and it is very, very vividly described. And in that process, he used many tools, like the way he said that the headmaster was a principal. He walked in, old man walked in. He gave an idea of what it's like. Characters were really brought to life. And he used metaphors and similes, like he said Harish was like Harry Potter, or he was Harish Potter in our school. So these kinds of tools he had really used in order to make the story interesting. That's what is the essence of this project speech specification itself. And he met all the specification portion brilliantly. And in fact, I would say he repeated the theme in such a way that nobody can say that he didn't latch on to that theme itself. And to that extent, it's a complete speech, real package, meeting every bit of specification. I don't want to say pick up some things just to point out the flaw, make it a flaw and point it out to him. He's very creative. And in fact, kind of speech that he holds it up every time kind of sets the benchmark for others to follow. All I can say is, Toastmaster Rajaprasad, keep giving speeches. We are all going to be better for it. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM K Prabhakara, for that wonderful evaluation. And Toastmaster Raja, I just love your speeches. You just come with so much energy, so much, like, you just come and build up the space and you utilize the space, and I just enjoy your speeches and I just look forward for more speeches from you. And whatever, what DTM AK Prabhakara mentioned in his evaluation, I think he nailed the evaluation. So kudos to DTM AK Prabhakara and Toastmaster Raja. So let's give them a big round of applause. It's been a while in Mekon that we've had 3 prepared speeches, and all 3 of them have stayed within the time limit. Have they? Yes. Okay.
Those was the 7 minutes 42 seconds.
That's fine. But it's like after many days or many meetings, we've had 3 speeches. So let's give them a big round of applause, shall we? Now, let's move to the next session. That's the table topic session conducted by Toastmaster Madhusudan. And as a table topic master, I understand that we need to give out topics to people like who they can connect and they can come behind and talk about it. And I feel Toastmaster Madhusudan did a really good job in selecting topics, and he knew whom to give it to because all the speakers behind the lectern spoke really well. And you can see in the time taken by each speaker, they've exceeded more than a minute, and yes, more than a minute. They've stayed within the time frame. So kudos to Toastmaster Madhusudan on that. One suggestion that I would give for Toastmaster Madhusudan is that give the topic first, then call out the Toastmaster, so that it keeps a little curious on who you're calling out. Because when you call out someone, the other people are like, okay, it's not for me, so why should I listen? So this is a suggestion. You know the topic first, then call out the Toastmaster. But apart from that, you nail the table topic session with the topics and with the quotes relating to the movie. So let's give him a big round of applause, shall we? And finally, the man will come to the TAPG later. So let's come to the TMOD, the man who set the theme, the man who started off his first MC, he's doing his debut. So he is, a stand-up comedian for Mekon. He doesn't have to say, his actions just speaks. And I think you did a really good job today. And selecting this theme, I know it's a little tough, but you did ace it, trust me. I know it's your first time doing the MC role, and I know you had a lot of expectations to nail it, but you did fumble, and you didn't give up. You acknowledged that you messed it up, and you started again, which is a good thing, because that's what Toastmasters is all about. We all are here to come here and improve what we really need to work on, and that is our communication and the stage fright behind the lectern. And the fact that you acknowledge and you started again with confidence, like tells that you're not ready to give up and you are going to meet its expectations. So kudos to you on that. And the part where I really liked about your whole TMOD is that when you were calling out the TAPG team, I saw that you were in one poster, like eagerly listening to what they were saying, and even for the timer portion where he forgot to mention about the icebreaker timing, you didn't mention. I like the way you stood here, calm, composed, and listening, and that's something that every MC should forgets to do it. They just look at the camera, look at someone, smile, giggle. That's not how it's recommended. It's supposed to be little professional, professional. And I think you did a good job on that. So where you can work upon is be a little more confident, practice more, and come up with more creative themes. And I look forward to see more MC sessions from you. So let's give him a big round of applause, shall we? And finally, let's hear from our TAPG team. So let's call upon the first person, that's the R counter, Toastmaster Vaibhav, to read out to the stage.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. It was another flawless meeting, although few people did slip up at certain places. Like Toastmaster Rachana, you used sound once and the catch word twice. And the speaker Deepa, Toastmaster Deepa, used twice. Toastmaster Jyothi used the sound and two long pauses. Toastmaster Dishitha used the sound once. Toastmaster Shreya used the word 6 times. Toastmaster Sakshi used twice, and Toastmaster Saketh used once. Thank you. That's it.
Next, Grammarian by Toastmaster Suresh.
So this is the first time, apart from my teacher evaluating for me on grammar, I'm evaluating for someone else. This is my first time. Thank you so much. Today's word of the day is only used by Toastmaster Gajendra, and other than him, it was me while introducing the same. And icebreaker, Toastmaster Deepa. Your speech was engaging and very fluent. Toastmaster Raja, you touched today's theme, expecting an expectation to meet the expectation. Good usage of language. And Toastmaster Madhu, it was interesting quotes as table topics. And one of the catchy quotes I could make a note of is from Toastmaster Veerabadrappa. Live happily, die majestically. Rest all were fantastic. Thank you for this opportunity. Back to Toastmasters.
One suggestion for you, Toastmaster Suresh. Mention what was not the good usages and tell the correct version of it. And also, what are the good usages and also the word of the week.
Noted.
So I think you didn't name the word of the week, but forgot to mention these. So maybe you can work on that for your next TAPG role.
Will make them. Thanks.
And next up, we have our PP by Toastmaster Shiva.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The meeting today has simply exceeded expectations, and there was no talk related to sex, politics, or religion. No phone rings, as far as I could notice. No irregular entry or exit. The only thing that was there was what I like to term as productive crosstalk. So, helping the role taker next to you a little bit, or maybe some doubts that somebody had, Other than this, there was nothing, no sort of disturbance. Meeting went very well. Back to the G.
And finally, the timer, Toastmaster Sachin.
Good evening, everyone. So, as a timer, there's always an expectation to meet the expectation. So, hopefully, I've done that today. First, the meeting commenced at 6:25. The business session took 1 minute 57 seconds. Welcome by Sergeant Arms, Toastmaster Rachana. Time allotted was 2 minutes. Time taken 4 minutes 3 seconds. And President Toastmaster Latha. Time allotted 5 minutes. Time taken 7 minutes 54 seconds. Report on previous meeting. Time allotted 2 minutes. Time taken 2 minutes 33 seconds. Master of Ceremonies. Time allotted 20 minutes. Actual time taken 10 minutes 37 seconds. Now coming to the speakers and the table topic, you can check the board for your reference, but I'll also say it out. Coming to the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Deepa, time allotted 4 to 6 minutes, time taken 5 minutes 42 seconds. And the evaluator for that speech, Toastmaster Shuba, time allotted 2 to 3 minutes, time taken 2 minutes 30 seconds. The second speech, Toastmaster Jyothi, time allotted 5 to 7 minutes, time taken 7 minutes 42 seconds. The evaluator of that speech, Toastmaster DTM U Bhat, time allotted 2 to 3 minutes, time taken 3 minutes 34 seconds. And the third speech, Toastmaster Raja, time allotted 5 to 7 minutes, time taken 6 minutes 46 seconds. And the evaluator DTM K Prabhakara, time allotted 2 to 3 minutes, time taken 3 minutes 14 seconds. Now coming to the table topic session, Toastmaster Shreya took 2 minutes 34 seconds, Toastmaster Dishitha 2 minutes 19 seconds, Toastmaster Veerabadrappa 2 minutes 12 seconds, Toastmaster Chetan 1 minute 54 seconds, Toastmaster Sakshi 1 minute 37 seconds, Toastmaster Aadishwar 1 minute 3 seconds, Toastmaster Sai Snehal 2 minutes 8 seconds, Toastmaster Rahul 1 minute 31 seconds, Toastmaster Shiva 1 minute 55 seconds. And the table topic master, Toastmaster Madhusudan, time allotted 20 minutes, time taken 23 minutes. And the time allotted for the break was 10 minutes, time taken 11 minutes 6 seconds. So yeah, that's my report as the timer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. And that's from my TAPG team. And coming to a conclusion, expecting an expectation to meet its expectations. A wise man once said, "You don't chase the goal, but the fantasy attached to the goal." So let's not chase fantasies, let's stick to the goal. Now I'd like to hand back the charge to the president. Oh, or the MC, sorry.
This was my first time being the MC, and I was a little bit nervous at the beginning. But then, as you go, it just went with the flow. So anyway, I look forward to doing it again with more confidence next time. And back to the president, Toastmaster.
Okay, we had one of our guests left behind. I would like to introduce. You can stand wherever you are, tell your name and where did you know about us.
Hello everyone, my name is Saketh and I belong from Kota, Rajasthan. And also I've done my MBA and currently looking for some opportunities in the related fields.
Thank you. What a wonderful session which exceeded the expectations and a very unique theme, expecting an expectation to meet with expectation. And with that, our Toastmaster Gajendra Gowda debuts as the Master of Ceremonies. And yes, I understand you fumbled, but you never gave up. And this was something what we learned about in Toastmasters, never give up. We need to keep continuing, we need to keep continuing, we need to keep. And we had an excellent table topic session also, where I could see that everyone crossed their 1 minute, everyone can understand what they're speaking and they were confident behind it. And an excellent general evaluation where we understood what is the feedback required for us to improve ourselves. Sachin, can I have the results please?
Don't think everyone
I would give it a 30 seconds. The people who haven't voted, please vote. All the members. I request everyone to complete the voting. It's lost. Rachana. So everyone done with your voting? Yes? I mean, people are still voting. Yes, the numbers are changing. The best TAPG role taker, it goes to our counter Toastmaster Vaibhav. Best MTG role taker goes to our table topic master, Toastmaster Madhu. Table topics, a very close match what we had now. And the best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Rahul. Now, best evaluator. The best evaluator to DTM K Prabhakara. The most awaited one. The best speaker goes to the person who knows he is the winner, Toastmaster Raja. I hope you all enjoyed the session with a lot of learnings. And I would request everyone to please network downstairs, and we will rise for the national anthem once I end the meeting number 1, 3, 2, 6.